Wayne Hills is back at home with a huge win over Tenafly. The Patriots improved to 3-0. The stellar play by safety Nick Falzarano and fullback Joey Kenny is key to the successful start. But to stay undefeated, Wayne Hills has to win this week, and when you're playing the top 5 team in the country, that's not always easy. The nation knows Hills will lose, but they have other plans. Wayne Hills, St. Joe's. Now.
Welcome to Patriots Stadium as your 3-0 Wayne Hills Patriots take on the 3-0 Green Knights of St. Joe's of Montvale. I'm Mike Caggiano, joined alongside Madoc Fisher. Madoc, this game should be an interesting one tonight.
Yeah, really good game. You got two good teams right here. St. Joe's ranked top 3 in the nation so far, but Wayne Hills is averaging 24 points a game coming into tonight, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out.
You know, I'm actually very interested to see how the leading rusher of this team, Justin the Groat, even at quarterback, 380 yards on the season, followed by Justin Hogan at 200 yards. That running attack is definitely what's going to take him to victory.
Yeah, running attack's always positive, especially when your leading rusher is a quarterback, like you said. Very impressive. But I'm going to take a look at the sophomore class because they got 3 starters tonight in Vinny Loverdi, Joey Kenny, and Frank Petracco on offense, and they're very productive so far in the early part of the year.
I would definitely have to agree with you. You know, especially Petracco with the injury to Chris Lohman, definitely stepping up big into a lineman role. Another key player I would say is James Kelly, a senior. He's really been doing a great job both on offense and defense. I expect him to have a huge game tonight. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelly with at least 2 sacks. I mean, usually a right tackle, not only playing right tackle tonight, also playing defensive tackle, like you said, due to the injury of Lohman, which is putting this team in a handicap type of spot.
Yeah, you know this Patriots team is really has a couple injuries on it, but they will get healthy with time, obviously. And, you know, a couple other key injuries. What do you think?
Well, Dylan Dokes and Steve Pasterla, those injuries are really vital to the team. Dokes did great against Wayne Valley and against Tenafly before going down. Pasterla hurt his collarbone. He's been limited, but in the action he has seen, he's been very productive. So this could be a crushing blow right now to Hills as they verse the Knights.
Now, you bring up the Knights. What do you expect to see from the Knights?
I expect to see a very fast-paced offense. They got Fasadi at running back, very good rusher, getting recruited by many different schools. They won't be surprised to see feeding him the ball play after play like you see Hogan run the ball for Hills.
And also another thing about St. Joe's is their quarterback, much like Justin the Groat, he's also a very mobile quarterback. He has a bulk of their yards on the season too.
Yeah, he's a very good quarterback, and don't be afraid. He can run, he can pass. That deep ball of his, I've seen highlight clips. It's one of the best passes I've ever seen. He just floats it out there. Receivers get it every time. It's not even playable for a safety like Falzarano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, that brings up another point. Nick Falzarano is doing an excellent job this season containing on defense, also playing a little wide receiver. He's really been their go-to guy when it comes to passing the ball.
Yeah, well, him and Justin DeGroat the same age, so they've had experience. They played together in Pee Wees for a little bit before, because of the PIL and Boys Club, some guys got switched up. And then when they came to Hills, they had freshman year all the way up until senior year, which is tonight in their last year, all working on chemistry. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out with them.
Yes, we have the very well-oiled machine of St. Joe's, and we have the upstart Wayne Hills Patriots, 3-0, coming off the loss of Chris Olsen as a coach, retiring after last year. I'm definitely interested to see this game tonight. Well, that's it from down here on the field. When we come back, it'll be time to meet the third member of our broadcast team, Alyssa Loverdi, with her broadcasting debut. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, welcome back to Patriots Stadium. I'm Alyssa Loverdi. We're here at the Wayne Hills versus St. Joe's game. You know, I was talking to Coach Goldstein this morning, and he was telling me that they're expecting St. Joe's to have about 8 offensive possessions. If they could stop them at 5, we're looking to win the game. We're moments away from the kickoff as we go to break. Let's take a listen in on Coach Demikoff in the locker room.
Because this will make national news. I said it to you in pregame. There's very few opportunities in your life, to shock the world. You may never, ever get this chance again. So you should be looking at this not, hey, I'm going out there to play St. Joe's. You can't wait to get out there to play St. Joe's. This is your moment, not theirs. It's yours. You have the opportunity to go out there and beat a team nobody thinks you can play with. And when you do that, guys, okay, just take a minute and think about that for a second. If you go out there and do that, what that's going to mean for you for the rest of your life. Because you're going to learn something about yourself tonight. You're going to learn how tough you are, mentally and physically. That's what you're going to learn. And I'm guaranteeing you it's going to help you somewhere down the road in your life. If you come out, give it everything you have, and play for 4 quarters. That's all it is. They're kids. That's all they are too. Go out there and smack them in the mouth, and they'll fall. You know game plan. You know what you have to do. You have the skills to be able to do it. All it is now is the desire. I can't help you with that. You have to do it yourself. Think about what this program is. Think about the work that you put in. Think about all those things before you go outside tonight. Because I am convinced, the staff is convinced, that you can go out there and beat them. We wouldn't have practiced as hard as we did this week and put all the things that we did this week if we didn't think you could do it. You have our confidence. You're a team. We have been a team that's gotten through some tough moments already this year. And that's what's going to win it for you tonight in the end. No doubt, guys. No doubt. Mike, get it?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Patriot Stadium at Wayne Hills High School for tonight's non-conference football game between the Patriots of Wayne Hills and the Green Knights of St. Joseph High School. And let's welcome the Green Knights of St. Joseph High School. And now for the starting lineups for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Here are their defenders. At defensive end, number 75, Kyle Brackett, number 75. At defensive tackle, number 6, Sean Slazik, number 6. At defensive tackle, number 78, James Kelly, number 78. At defensive end, number 67, Tom Ramsey, number 67. At linebacker, number 29, Anthony Kenny, number 29. At linebacker, number 45, Martin Kilroy, number 45. At linebacker, number 3, Justin Hogan, number 3. At linebacker, number 15, Eric Martinez, number 15. At cornerback, number 7, Frank Falzarano, number 7. At safety, number 19, Troy Smith, number 19. At cornerback, number 22, Brian Burgess, number 22. And at safety, number 20, Nick Falzarano, number 20. Let's welcome the rest of the Patriots squad. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band. The officials in tonight's game, referee Mr. Jim Conti, the umpire Joe Zuba, the linesman Pete DeFranco, the line judge John Abatista, the back judge John Way, the side judge Pete Ciriello, and the clock operator Angelo Fernicola.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We're here live at Patriot Stadium. I'm Madoc Fisher alongside Mike Caggiano as the Wayne Hills Patriots are set to take on the Golden Knights of St. Joe's. What are you thinking of tonight, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you this. This is definitely a game that everyone's been looking forward to. Patriots have been dominant in public school football for so long. And obviously St. Joe's is number 3 ranked in the country. And this is going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah, St. Joe's ranked number 3 in the nation, while Wayne Hills is in the top 20 in the state, top 1,000 in the nation. It's going to be very interesting to see if Wayne Hills is going to be able to keep pace here.
I do think that they will be able to keep pace, but my only concern is just the depth at every single skill position for St. Joe's. They have athletes playing their third and fourth string.
Yeah, we got players like Mark Fasadi, who's a running back, but he's also very talented receiver as well. He can come out of the backfield, he can line up in the tight end position, and either way, he's going to get the ball and he'll be very effective.
Yeah, Mark Fasadi, he's D1 commit, and he's just doing an excellent job this season, both running the ball. He's been also catching the ball a little bit too. He's excellent job.
Yeah, and it looks like Hills will receive the opening kickoff, and we are just moments away here at Patriot Stadium from seeing the Wayne Hills Patriots take the field on offense to start this game. Now, Mike, who do you think? I know we talked about earlier. You said Justin DeGrow and Justin Hogan, and Kelly. But who's one player maybe that people really haven't been talking about a lot, but who's starting or playing on this Wayne Hills team who could be a real big factor tonight?
I'm thinking Troy Smith. Starting at safety this week, and he's first year playing as a senior, and he's really done a great job, excellent job. He already has a pick on the season, and he really is a solid secondary player. I'm interested to see what he could do against the St. Joe's team.
Yeah, Troy Smith, very good player, already have an interception. But I'd like to point out Martin Kilroy, usually number 53, tonight wearing number 45. Could that be something in store maybe, Mike, maybe like playing a tight end or a fullback position?
I do think that is in store for tonight. I have a feeling that that's why he's wearing number 45 as opposed to his usual number 53. And I think that he's going to do an excellent job at whatever he does tonight because he really is just a great athlete. He's quick, he's fast, he's strong, and he really just has great command of his body control too.
Yeah, that's always very important. But looks like Mark Fasadi setting up his tee close to the hash for the kickoff. You got Falzarano and Burgess back to return the kick for Wayne Hills. Moments away from kickoff. Fasadi lines the team up. They're about to break the huddle. Wayne Hills shifting back as if they were expecting an onside kick. Now they know they're going to kick straight away. They're getting ready for that. They're hoping to get a big return here. That could be very big in this game, Mike. And there's the kick. Burgess is going to return it. Burgess gets to the 15. That's a nice return to start the game. How do you think field position is going to be in this game, Mike?
Well, field position is going to be key here. And, not the best starting position, but you know what? It's still, you're not heels against your own end zone. And they're going to do an excellent, hopefully they do a good job of moving the ball, moving the chains, just keep getting first downs.
Yeah, well, moving the ball is all offense, so let's take a look at their starting lineup. At the quarterback, you got Justin DeGroat. Your tailback and fullback are Joey Kenny and Justin Hogan. Nick Falzarano and Vinny Loverdi at the receiver. Sean Slazek at tight end. And then Basnick at left tackle as DeGroat goes under center. Hogan takes the counter. And that's going to be a gain of 1 or 2, Mike. What do you think of that run to start the game?
Well, I'll tell you this. The only way they're going to be able to move the chains effectively this game is to run against this tough St. Joe's defense. The way I always see it is if you go 4 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down, 4 yards on third down, you have a first down.
Yeah, that's really interesting you say. And now it looks like they're trying to go with a stronger Garone and Martinez checked in as Felzarano and Loverdi come out. But going back to that starting lineup, other than Basnick in the line, you got Laturzo, Shiner, Kelly, and then sophomore Frank Petracca, who's starting for the injured Chris Lohman. Now you got I formation. Hogan's actually at the fullback this time. And Garone looked like he had a hole, but just gets tripped up. What's your take on Garone, Mike?
Well, Garone is a junior. He's a very athletic kid. He doesn't have the size that Justin Hogan has, but he definitely makes up with that in speed and strength. And he's going to do big things for this Wayne Hills Patriot offense because, especially with Pasterla being out, Pasterla and Hogan do get a bulk of the carries, but Garone here is definitely going to be a key if we want to be successful in this game.
Yeah, Garone, very undersized for a tailback in high school. Well, he finds a way to get through the holes. I don't know if it's just his quickness, as you touched upon, or maybe they just can't see him as he's running out, but he knows how to get the job done. As DeGroat looks like he's going under center. A lot of under center. We usually see shotgun from them. Play action. Oh, just overthrows Falzarano. It's going to bring up a 4th and 7. Punting team coming out. Matt Sportelli will be the snapper, and Martinez the punter. What do you think of that play selection for those first 3 plays, Mike?
Well, I do think that's what they need to do. They definitely need to run the ball and run the ball effectively. And if they do happen to get into a 3rd and long or 4th and long situation, a play action is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you right there. But now you got Sherman Alston, the senior running back, returning the punt. He's the leading rusher on this team, and he also has the most all-purpose yards. Oh, and that ball takes a terrible bounce. That's going to fall all the way back to the Wayne Hills 30 as the Knights come out onto the field for offense. Could that be really bad right there, Mike?
Oh, definitely. As we touched upon that earlier with the field position. And field position for Wayne Hills, they wasn't the best. But here we see St. Joe setting up on the 30-yard line, and here they go. It's basically they're just going to walk right in the end zone.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that's a bad punt necessarily because he had time. He had a good hang time. It was just the way it hit the ground and hit nose up, and that took an awful bounce.
Yeah.
Spencer Allcamp getting his team lined up. Oh, and there's a reverse to Quai Jefferson. And Jefferson's in on the first play from scrimmage for Joe's touchdown on the reverse. That cannot be good for this Wayne Hills team who needs to stay in this game.
Yeah, Quay Jefferson is a ridiculously athletic kid. He's going to UMass on a football scholarship, and he's been playing at this level, at this caliber level that he's been playing tonight since he's a sophomore here at St. Joe's.
Yeah, very good player, receiver, but he's also leading very top 2 in all-purpose yards. So it's very interesting to see it. And now Fasadi looks like lining up for the extra point. And that's square through the uprights. Now we saw the first possession for Hills. We saw the first possession for Joe's. What do you think each team, well, not St. Joe's because they did a great job, but what do you think Hills necessarily needs to change?
Well, they need to change their defensive alignment, I think, a little bit. They have to play their outside linebackers out to the sides more to contain the fast Quay Jefferson, especially if he's going to be running bootlegs and reverses like that. And then another thing is you need to make sure that you stay home in the middle linebacker position and the outside linebacker position because Spencer Allcamp does like to run a lot as a quarterback.
Yeah, Allcamp, he is a quarterback, but he is second in the team in rushing yards, which is very good. It's just like Justin DeGroat has that like mentality for Wayne Hills. But touching on something that Sideline reporter Alyssa Loverdi said earlier, she said that Coach Goldie talked about if they have 8 possessions of St. Joe's, Hills wants to stop them at least 5 or more if they want a chance to stay in this game. That's 1 possession, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Now, if Wayne Hills wants to try to do that with the 8 possessions, 5 series of stops, they got to play better, Mike.
I would definitely say that. You know, as we see, Patriots were shifted for an onside kick. As we see, they're moving back. I'm wondering why they're doing that.
Well, Joe's is a very sneaky team. They're number 3 in the nation. You never know what they're going to get. As Fasadi lines up for the kick, this one looks like it's going to be short. Falzarano takes this one. He catches it at the 10. He's running. He finds a hole. Brings that all the way to about the 40. Great return for Falzarano. That's exactly what this Hills needs. Now, Falzarano in the punt game against Wayne Valley, very effective. He almost took one to the house if he didn't get tripped up there. Do you expect him to be more pivotal in the return game or the offensive game?
He is definitely more of a returner, I would say, because he's getting the ball in an open field. He has all those blockers and everything like that. Whereas on offense, it's more of a matter of getting him the ball. And Justin DeGroat is a great quarterback. It's just they haven't really been connecting lately because of all the great receivers from last year.
Yeah, but now it looks like power. They got Kenny and Hogan blocking for Garone. Garone takes the counter to the right side. Had a great hole, but those linebackers really like to stay home on the Joe's team. But Garone's gaining 3, and that's if you get 3 plays every time, by the time it's 3rd down, it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and you heard that hit up in the booth. The person that I'm sitting next to even said, "Wow, what a hit!"
Yeah, the spectators here at Patriot Stadium are really intrigued by this game. It's very interesting. Not very often you get to see a team this level play against Wayne Hills, but we're going to take the most of it and make it a close game as DeGroat's under center. Motion by Kenny. And there's a fullback trap. Ball goes to Hogan for a gain of 1 or 2. Now, Mike, we're seeing Hogan being utilized as a fullback a lot. What do you think of that?
Well, Hogan is primarily a fullback, but he does run the ball a lot because of the loss of Pasterla, especially the past couple weeks. And he's going to be playing both positions because he's used to playing both positions.
Yeah, Hogan's always switched back between the 2 positions, very comfortable wherever you put him. And he's also a great blocker, whether it be pass game or run game, which is why I guess it's great to have him in the fullback because you got a twins formation, Hogan in the backfield with DeGroat. DeGroat bootlegs out. Doesn't see anyone open. Takes it for a run. It's going to set up a 4th and 2 now. Oh, now it's going to be interesting to see early in the game. 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Oh, no, it looks like they're going to punt it away. Would you like to see them go for that there, Mike?
I would have liked to have seen them go for that. Just maybe like a swing out or a screen to one of the Kenny brothers or Hogan just to see maybe give him a shot at the ball.
Yeah, now something interesting I've noticed so far, other than the fact that Joe's doesn't have anyone return. Oh, no, Aston's back there now. Well, I've yet to see a shotgun play so far here. And Martinez the punt. That's a booming kick. Oh, can't see it. And that's down by, it looks like Frankie Falzarano. Him and his brother Nick Dunner's sprinting down. Joe's now going to have the ball at their own 2-yard line. What do you think of that punt by Martinez?
He definitely redeemed himself for that last punt. That was an excellent punt. Excellent job downing him inside their own deep yardage. And let's see what the defense could do here to stop that Knights offense.
Yeah, speaking of the defense, here are your starters. The defensive ends for tonight are Tom Ramsey and Kyle Brackett. You got Sean Slazak and Kelly at the D tackles. Your linebackers, Anthony Kenny, Justin Hogan, Martin Kilroy, and Eric Martinez, as Allcamp goes under center. Austin runs it, breaks a few tackles, and that's a 1st down. Continuing with the defensive starters, you got Nick Falzarano, Frankie Falzarano, and Burgess. Now, which one of these players do you think could be more pivotal for this defense, whether it be a secondary, lineman, or linebacker, Mike?
I'm thinking it has to be a linebacker here. The linebackers really need to step up this game and fill in those holes because as we just saw, the Knights offensive line is just ridiculously good.
And all camp, quick screen to Qual Jefferson. Jefferson, they can't pull him down. Finally drag him out of bounds. We talked about Jefferson's ability earlier, the fact that he's going to UMass, but what makes him such a good player, Mike? I mean, he's able to do it all, but like, what especially about him?
Quay Jefferson is just an amazing, amazing athlete. He's also very, very good at basketball. He's really quick, extremely strong, and just does a great job.
Yeah, now all camp under the center. Play action bootleg. Completes the pass to Jefferson, and Jefferson trying to deke out the team. Martin Kilroy and Troy Smith in on the tackle. And there's a flag coming in. It looked like number 74 for Joe's. Kevin Wilkins, senior guard, pushed Sean Slazik down after the play. That one could be coming back, Mike.
I'm thinking maybe unsportsmanlike conduct or maybe just something like that, unnecessary hit.
It looks like it's going to be personal foul on number 74 for that late hit on Slazik. That ball is coming back. I believe that should be a 15-yard penalty. Still going to be a first down. Now that penalty really saved him there, because now instead of being first down on the 30 or first down on the 20, that's 10 more yards you got to throw down the field. As all camp has Fasadi in the backfield with him. They got trips receivers, and they're in the gun. There's the screen to Fasadi. It doesn't look like anyone's going to get him. Troy Smith able to pull him down at the 40-yard line. Now Troy Smith being a safety, last line of defense. That's a great job right there by him.
Yeah, it was just a good heads-up play, making sure you got him down. Yes, it was a big yardage, but they have to stop them here.
Yeah, and I mean, big yardage is better than a touchdown. As long as it doesn't lead to a score, that's always a good thing.
On the Patriot 37-yard line.
And now they got Alston in the backfield with all camp. Ronald Edwards, the receiver. And there's a little trap play. Alston takes it up for a gain of 3.
And we see them going with the no-huddle offense a lot, too. And that has to be thrown off that Wayne Hills defense. They're doing a great job of doing whatever they can, but they really, really need to just take it easy, go slow, and really just try to stop the momentum, really.
Yeah, well, the private school play at a much faster rate. They travel all over, so it's much different than public school, as all camp takes. And there's, fake to Jefferson, deep over the middle of the field. That's caught for a St. Joe's touchdown by number 24, Ronald Edwards, the junior receiver.
Yeah, it's just a great throw. Basically a play action reverse, and he threw it in wide open receiver. Just an excellent play by St. Joe's.
I mean, after Quay Jefferson came around on the sweep last time, he comes around again. They fake it, but Hill's crashing in, expecting it to go to him again, and leaves the receiver wide open for a touchdown as Fasadi's lining up for this extra point. This will make it 14-0 as St. Joe scores on 2 straight possessions. And now 5:23 left in the game. You see the score is 14-0. Wayne Hills is going to return it for the 3rd time tonight. Now, they got the ball first, trying to maybe put an early statement to Joe's. Haven't been able to do that. What do you expect to see in this next series?
They need to just continue running the ball, maybe a couple play actions. They need to try their hardest just to get some type of points out of it, whether a field goal or a touchdown.
And now we're going to throw it down to Alyssa Loverdi on the sidelines with a report.
Hey guys, I'm down here. There's a little less than 5.5 minutes in the quarter, and St. Joe's is already up 14-0. You know, the defense, they're going as hard as they can. Maybe they need to be pushed a little bit harder. But, I mean, St. Joe's isn't ranked number 1 and ranked nationally for nothing. Back to you guys.
Well, thanks, Alyssa. Very good point right there. The defense just needs to maybe work a little harder. I mean, they're going at a much faster pace than they're used to, Mike.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with that. The pace of play for the Knights is just absolutely ridiculous. They're playing in no huddle, and they're really just excellently coached team by Tony Karsich.
Yeah, now what I'm really surprised is I haven't seen one shotgun play yet out of this Wayne Hills offense. That's something we've come accustomed to this year in the past 4 games or 3 games.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna have to start going to that read option that works so well against Valley.
If Sadi with the kick. That's up. This one's going to go to Burgess this time. He catches at the 2. He's running it. And he gets some room. He's going to take that up to 23-yard line. The Wayne Hills offense coming back onto the field. We've seen a lot of heavy formations with a lot of extra tight ends and fullbacks. Are you surprised to see them using so many fullbacks and tight ends so far instead of the receivers?
I'm really not, because one of the only ways to beat such a great defense is to just run the ball right down the middle every single play, just to try to see if they could catch the linebackers on their heels a little bit, or even just until they get tired. And right now, the Hills offense just really isn't getting it done.
Yeah, and it looks like they're still going to go under center, although they got twins. Hogan alone back with Justin. Justin steps back to pass. Oh, Justin's hitting that ball's on the ground. That's picked up by number 10, Anthony Paolello. And that's going to be another St. Joe's touchdown. This line's really got to pick up the work. Justin could not be on the ground so much this game. Like,
yeah, I would definitely have to agree with that. You cannot let people in like that. And you got to be more alert when you see the ball on the ground. Even the linemen, when you see the ball on the ground, you have to fall on it.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, and the fact that you got St. Joe's getting a scoop and score from a defensive tackle. Yeah, he plays tight end in offense, but really, that shouldn't be happening. Wayne Hill's got to do a better job blocking and taking care of the ball. Sadi's going to put extra point up. And this one just makes it in. Looks like it got redirected lower, but it's still going to go in. 21-0 now. And this is the second score in about 30 seconds for St. Joe's. Mike, what is it about St. Joe's that's just making them so dominant right now?
It has to be their coaching. Tony Karsich has been there for forever, and he's just had great team after great team after great team. And they're number 3 ranked in the nation. I don't think we're stressing that enough.
Yeah, number 3 ranked in the nation, number 1 in the state. We mentioned earlier, Wayne Hills, if you look at their state ranking, they're like 26. National, they're in the high thousands. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a mismatch. I mean, St. Joe's was favored 35-7 predicted score. Some websites even said that the Wayne Hills team is an underdog by almost 50 points. But these Patriots, they have so much fight in them. They were telling me all week, I was talking to them during lunch, they're telling me, yeah, we don't care what the websites say. We know how good our team is. We're going to fight back. We're going to win. But it doesn't look like I'm seeing that right now, Mike.
Well, I'll tell you this. My honest opinion is if they could keep it close until halftime, I think we could pull away with the victory. The Patriots can. But at this point, I don't think we could keep it that close.
Now, would you have to say this has contributed to the injuries of Lohman and Pastoral and Dokes, who are unavailable for this team tonight?
Yes, I do think it is a little bit on the inexperience on that offensive line without the 2-year starter in Lohman.
Sadi kicks it off. Falzarano's going to get this. They switched Tim and Burgess based on where they've seen the kicks go. Falzarano tries to make a cut. Nowhere to go. And that's going to be a tackle at the 18. This offense coming back out there after a one-play scoop and score by St. Joe's, Mike.
Yeah, for this play here, they have to get some positive yardage, a first down, and they just need to move the chains. That's really the only thing they could do here.
I mean, last year, St. Joe's might have been even a better team than this year with players like Ricky June, but the Patriots managed 14 points that game. I want to see that scoring offense that I've come so accustomed to as Hogan's in the backfield with Garone. Garone's running. And he gets thrown for 3 yards. That could have been a loss of 4. Instead, the St. Joe's defense just takes him and threw him forward. Is that a mental game right there, Mike, or what are they doing there?
Well, I think that was just a matter of tough running by Garone. He did an excellent job of just really fighting for as many yards as he can.
Yeah, really good job there. As Joey Kenny checks out, maybe going with a receiver. I'd really like to see Justin's mindset and thinking, maybe seeing a little more passing out of the young men. I mean, if you keep running, St. Joe's is going to know what you're doing. You got to start mixing it up little by little. And there's a pass. Call up by Falzarano. That's going to be 3rd and 2. You talked about Falzarano earlier, and I know you've been talking to him during the week. What has he been saying to you, Mike?
Really, all he's been saying is we're going to try to run the ball a lot. We're going to go with a lot of tight ends and fullbacks, fullback sets, and they're going to try to throw the ball as well. Obviously, they're not going to be able to throw the ball as well as they did last year and years past because of the fact that they're playing St. Joe's, but I do think that if they continue to run the ball, and they could get away with a 7-yard pass, 8-yard pass here and there, I think that they could be successful.
Yeah, when you're talking about throwing instead, it's really different. Kevin Olson and Justin DeGroat, the 2 previous quarterbacks, are 2 different playing styles, so the offense always has to change as DeGroat's under center yet again. Hogan escaping some men. Rumble, young man, rumble. That's a first down for Wayne Hills. Hogan's a big boy, Matt.
Mike.
I said Mike.
Yes, Hogan is a very good runner. He has 200 yards on the season, and he's just fighting for as many yards as he can. They need to give the ball to him more, I think, because against a defense like this, he is going to be your best bet. The strongest and the fastest running back, and probably one of the best running backs that we have.
Yeah, not too flashy. He's not going to be one to try to beat you down the sideline. He's not going to be one to juke and spin, try to be all like fancy with it. He's one of those grinders, and he just runs you over. It doesn't matter who's in his way. He could be a 300-pound man or he could be a 200-pound man. He'll run you over if he gets the opportunity. As Falzarano getting a play. Groh takes a snap. Play action bootleg. Throws it off the hands of Joey Kenny. Intercepted by Devin Savidi. And Savidi looks like he's going to take this one all the way in to the end zone. And that cannot come at a worse time right when they get their first down. That's now a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, a scoop and score, and a pick 6 for this St. Joe's team.
Yeah, there really wasn't much there. I mean, he had Joey Kenny open off the hands of Joey Kenny. That was just a mistake. Joey Kenny is only a sophomore. You can't really blame him for a mistake like that, but you got to be more heads up on that play.
Yeah, but knowing Joey Kenny, he's not one to drop passes. He's a very skilled player. He's got big hands, quick to release, quick to the ball. I mean, and there's Fasadi with the extra point, making it 28-0, 2:23 left in the first quarter. And this Patriots team's really got to turn around, or this is going to get ugly fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to say that this game's already getting blown out of proportion. I mean, 35-7 predicted score, and it's already 28-0. We're still in the first quarter. There's so much game left to play. So that can either mean that Joe's is going to run up the score and get really high on points and put their backups in, or that means Wayne Hills just has plenty of time to come back.
Well, I'll tell you this. Once St. Joe's gets their starters off the field, I do think that gives Wayne Hills a little bit of a better chance to start to climb that lead. Well, I'm thinking next quarter, if they do put in the second team St. Joe's, it's going to be easier for the Wayne Hills Patriots to come back a little bit, one touchdown at a time, and have a better shot at a team that's playing their second team.
That might also put a fire in the belly of the Wayne Hills Patriots. I mean, their starters going against the second string, that's got to be an insult to them right now, Mike. And now Fasadi, he's lining up for the kick. This is his 5th kickoff of the night. There's the kick. It's going to Falzarano. He catches it at the 5. He's running. He's got some room right now. And slides to the 35. Wonder will they'll spot him there. But Falzarano is just knacked for finding holes there, Mike.
Yeah, he's been a very good job this year at finding holes in the return game and also at wide receiver. He's a very skilled offensive player, but definitely his strengths are his defensive skills. His ability to make a big hit and make that interception at the key moment. And we saw that a lot last year.
Yeah, he was very productive his junior year at the safety position, getting the start midway through the season and playing all the way through the playoffs. We got Garone and Hogan in the backfield. Hogan's getting the ball there, but doesn't look like he'll get anything. It looks like he'll stay where he was. Now, when you look at this team and you see Frank Pachaco, a sophomore, starting, now this is his second start on varsity due to the injury of Chris Lohman. Do you think maybe that it's making a hole in this team? Maybe like the sophomore is little under. I mean, the man he's going up against is about 6'1", 240, but playing guard in your second varsity game and it's against St. Joe's, that's got to be tough.
It's definitely tough. I mean, Frank Pachaco is a very skilled lineman. He does an excellent job. I don't think he would be there if he wasn't. But it's the nerves and just it's very, very tough position to be playing.
Now you got power I formation. It's Hogan in backfield. Lead blocked by Kenny. Hogan's moving. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. And looks like Kenny's holding his head. I don't know what's going on there, but it doesn't look like he's doing good.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
I don't know if he's hurt or maybe he's cramping or what there. But it looked like his was locked position, something going on. He's really shaking up right there. Maybe somebody give him a play off or two. We wish him the best of luck if something is wrong. Hopefully something's not, though. And it looks like that Anthony Kenny's going to be in the fullback position with his brother Joey tight end. Play action. The Groats. Huge sack there on DeGroat by number 14, Daniel Nikivowitz. Now, what you got to look at there is Justin's got to know in that situation, if I'm rolling out of the pocket and there's guys coming at me, you just got to throw that ball away. There's no harm in doing that. Now Martinez lined up for the punt. Bortelli's been very consistent so far this game. It's been a rarity so far this year. He's not always been the most consistent, but he's doing a great job here tonight. And that is the end of the first quarter. When we come back, it'll be the second quarter, 28-0. And we're going to throw it down to Alyssa Loverdi on the sideline. She's got some insight for us.
Hey guys, St. Joe's is up 28-0. It's the end of the first quarter. I mean, I was looking for maybe a little bit better of a score by this time, but I think that Hill still has the motivation to pick it back up. Maybe they can do better this quarter. Back to you guys.
And we're back after that. Alyssa, great insight there. Really, Wayne Hills does have to play better as Eric Martinez just threw a beautiful punt. The first one a little shaky, but the past two have just been wonderful out of the first-year punter. And all camp in the gun. He's got Fasadi with him. 3 receivers set, one of them being Alston. Jefferson, wrap around. All camp checks it down to Jefferson. Jefferson just escapes one, gets a block. And Hogan chases him down, but they're going to be in plus territory now. Now, is there something, maybe a defensive switch or like a player switch that could maybe pump this team up or get something going?
Well, they do definitely need to step it up in the linebacker group. You know, Justin Hogan came across the field to make that tackle. An excellent play by him. But they definitely need to be aware of Quay Jefferson's positioning, Allcamp's positioning, and the running back's positioning. Because all 3 of those players will easily break it away for big yardage.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting tired as Allcamp gives signals and under center. Quick screen to Jefferson. Jefferson turning up. Ooh, big hit, but Jefferson stays on his feet. Now he just trips. You were talking earlier about Falzarano being able to deliver a hit. Is that what you're talking about, or does he hit better than that?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That was a huge hit, exactly what they needed, just to knock a little bit of momentum, just to give that a little bit of push, and just an excellent, excellent job.
Yeah, now the fact that was such a big hit, I mean, we heard it up here, but Jefferson still stayed on his feet, and he was about to run again until he lost his footing. I mean, the fact that he didn't go down right away, that just shows you how strong he is, and that's why he's going to play at a high level at UMass. Austin gets a sweep. Oh, beautiful juke, runs cross field. Running cross field. Alston is in, starting on the left side, running to the right side, juke and back to the left side. That is going to be another touchdown for St. Joe's. This defense is just falling apart here, Mike.
That was, yeah, but you know what? That was just an excellent play design, the sweep to the right. And he cut all the way back across the field. That is a D1 college play right there.
Yeah, I haven't seen a play like that since Jabril Peppers did that against Wayne Hills last year. But the way this team is playing, you're really not getting in the groove that they hope to. They look tired. They got hands on their hips. They're really not into it. Fasadi's kick is up. And that is good. Just hooked it in. Now, if you're Coach Demikoff here, Mike, what would you be telling your team right now in this huddle?
Guys, I would be saying, guys, you know what we have to do this game. We have to play hard. We have to run the ball. And we just have to keep our heads up. They're the #1 team in the nation. We don't need to win this game, but we also just need to get a couple of scores just for our morale.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, Wayne Hills, of course, not expected to win right away in this game, but they were expected to put some points up, make it close. But with 10.5 minutes left and it's 35-0, it's going to be pretty hard to come back from this one. And Demikoff still talking to his players. He looks getting in their face. He's very angry. He's got to tell them what's going on, and he doesn't even look like he's happy with this team. I mean, really upsetting the way this team's been playing so far, especially with the way they've been in the previous 3 games, averaging 24 points a game coming into this in the Demikoff era.
You know, one thing I would like to see a little bit more of on offense is they need to go to that shotgun set. They need to go to that draw, play action draw, and more of those design quarterback runs, because I do think that is the best way for us, or for the Patriots, to get success. And with them not doing that, that's basically closing up a whole section of their playbook, and really a lot of dangerous plays come from that play, part of the playbook.
Yeah, but on the kick return, if Falzerano's going to keep returning, maybe put a fullback back there to lead block instead of Burgess, even though they're both good blockers. Fasadi's kick is up. Falzerano gets it on a run. He's continuing in stride. That brings him down to about the 26. Good return. He's been very productive there. But would you like to see a fullback like Martin Kilroy, Joey Kenny, Anthony Kenny, somebody big back there who's able to block for Falzerano if you're going to send him in there to return everything and have Burgess just block?
Not necessarily. I mean, you still want Burgess back there, because as we see every single time that the St. Joe's offense or kick team kicks it away, they're kicking it to a different side every time, so you need someone that could return the ball back.
But it looks like they're switching every side, depending on or Burgess is just running up, giving it here, I'm giving myself up, you take the ball, Nick, you do something with it. As Hogan's in your center. Hand off to Hogan. A nice little run. That was a little full house formation. We've yet to see that so far this year. Do you think they put that in just for this game?
Yes, I do think that was an addition to the playbook, are these full house packages, these double fullback, double tight end sets, just because you need those extra blockers in here against such a huge defense, just the sheer size of the defense.
Yeah, now we see Eric Martinez checking into a game, Falzerano coming out. Martinez is one of those underrated players, I would say. I mean, he plays so many positions, but mostly kicker and punter. Now he's actually getting a chance on offense and defense this year with all the seniors gone, as Hogan's in the backfield. Hand off to Garone. Here's a nice gain by Garone to bring up 3rd and about 4. But talking about Martinez, like I was saying earlier, what do you think of that, Mike?
Well, he is a very athletic kid. He's a strong kid, and he's a good blocker too. And he did an excellent job freshman year, and even last year, a couple plays he was rotated in and out. And I'm surprised we don't see him more this year.
Yeah, it's surprised. He was a soccer player almost his whole life. Once he got to high school, decided, time to step up, play football. It's great tradition here at Wayne Hills, and he wanted to be a part of it, and he's not disappointing. He will be in the record books with his kicking by the time the season's over, as Justin DeGroat's under center with that full house package again. Counter. Hogan barreling down. That's going to be close. Maybe a little short. No, they're going to give him a first. No, wait, no. Shaking it off. Yes, they are giving a first down. Looked like they were going to almost measure that, but they don't. Great run by Hogan there.
That's exactly what they need to do. If they could do that every single play and they could gain that much yardage, they'll score in no time.
Yeah, and especially with that formation, you got Joey and Anthony Kennedy, a sophomore and senior brothers. What do you think of them together in the same lineup at the same time?
Well, they're both effective forces at both the fullback and linebacker positions, and they're doing an excellent job this game of rotating both of them in there and using them dually, and they're doing an excellent job of just blocking.
Now you got Hogan at fullback with Garone at the tail. Garone's going to take this one on first down. Garone cuts it up. That's a very good gain. He jumped through to Joe's defender but got hit at the very end, and that's going to bring up about 2nd and 5. Looks like this Wayne Hills offense is finally starting to click, as it looks like there's a player down for St. Joe's. Mike.
Yeah, that looks like it could be just a cramp. It is very humid outside and a lot of heat going around. Very possible it's just a cramp.
Yeah, that's number 9, Dominic Carfango. He's also a tight end for this team as a senior, 6'1", 225. He's very vital to this team, playing tight end, defensive end. If this is more serious than what we think, that could be pretty bad for St. Joe's.
Yeah, we hope it's nothing too serious, although we do see a lot of people over there, and it looks like it could be something a little bit more serious than just a cramp. What are your thoughts?
Well, it looks like they had him shaking his left leg. The fact that he's able to walk out on his own power, that's always a good sign. You never want to see a player need assistance off the field because something's really wrong. I mean, you got to be worried about that. But good for him being able to walk out on his own power. Hopefully he'll be able to come back into this game. But you were talking about before, at every position, St. Joe's has so much depth. They're so good at every position with their backups. Do you think that's even going to phase them right now?
Not at all. Not at all. And as we see such a high-caliber team, they have to have a very good second team, because once they go and switch into that second team, they need to be able to stay in games, and I wouldn't be surprised if the second team guys are better than the first team guys.
Now Hogan blocking for Garone as they run a counter. Garone, beautiful run last time, this time getting nowhere. It's going to be about 3rd and 10, as if the first run never even mattered. But Garone's given great effort against the St. Joe's team so far in this first half.
Yeah, Garone is just doing an excellent job of having a head on a swivel, seeing where he has the hole to go and bounce in and out. And he's a very tough runner, and it's just he doesn't have the size that Hogan does, and that's why I think he isn't getting as many yards as he would like to.
Yeah, but it's like they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. Size really doesn't matter. It's all about the skill and the way you play the game. And if you can play the game well, I mean, we've seen guys like Tony Dorsett in the NFL who are under 5'6", and they're doing great. Even Darren Sproles today, as DeGroot gets under center. Play action. He's running. And gets pushed out of bounds by number 44 for St. Joe's, Joseph Kyles Harris.
And, we see that more of a quarterback run there. He didn't really get too much there, but I do think if they do a little bit more of that and they mix up the offense a little bit, it'll just add more diversity to that playbook, and it'll keep St. Joe's guessing a little bit.
Yeah, now we're halfway through the second quarter. Still no shotgun. Maybe they want to pass shotgun, we'll give them more time, but you have to see that as Matt Sportelli in the long snap. Eric Martinez is the punter. 2 great punts in a row. There's a little low snap, but Martinez has plenty of time. Beautiful punt. That's up there. And that's a fair catch called by number 2, Devin Savinity. And that's going to give St. Joe's the ball at their own 10-yard line. Now, we talked about field position before. Now, is this going to help benefit Wayne Hills, or is St. Joe's going to be marching down the field like they've been?
Well, I do think that they're going to be able to march down the field, but there is also that hope that the Patriots can hold them here. We just have to see what the Patriots defense could do here.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything that impressive from this Wayne Hills team so far. Hopefully picking it up, momentum will come. As all camp under center, you got Alston in the backfield. Hand off to Alston. Alston makes a move. Putting a move on him. Still on his feet. Tackled. Big gain. That's the 20-plus yards. And St. Joe's have become known for their offense for being able to get those runs of 20-plus yards in the double digits every game. Now, is that one of the main reasons they're so highly ranked, being third in the nation?
Well, that and then just the amount of athletes they have on this team. Between him and Quay Jefferson, their 40-yard run times are ridiculously low. They are super fast.
And all camp under center now. He's gonna pass this one. Steps up. Oh no, he's running. Doesn't see anyone. All camp with the run. All camp first down. All camp still going up the sidelines. Oh, there's a fumble. The Wayne Hills didn't see it. They fall on it too late. That's gonna be see who gets it. And St. Joe's catches a break there. Number 25, Conrad Fitzpatrick, able to fall on that. That could have been such a huge momentum shift if Wayne Hills could have fallen on that.
Well, Spencer Allcamp just did an excellent job of running up and down the field. I was unaware of his speed. I knew he was a great runner, but that was just insanely fast down the sideline. And, you know, obviously he didn't hold on to the ball. He fumbled it, but the team got it back.
Yeah, they got it back, thank God. But it looks like there's a penalty. That ball's coming back. Maybe a clip or a holding. I couldn't really see there. But that ball's coming back, so the play really isn't that effective. They're no further than they were just before. First and 6, an awkward number, but nevertheless, that is what it's going to be. As Allcamp in the gun, loaned back. There's a handoff to Conrad Fitzpatrick, rewarding the man who saved the possession as he gets the first down.
And again, we see the depth there. He is a very good running back, very fast. And we see here just an excellent job by the St. Joe's offense.
Yeah, I mean, with all the seniors you got on this team, I mean, you got Alston, you got Fasadi, and you got Fitzpatrick. All three running backs are seniors, and they're all able to play different positions, which makes this team so effective. You can have just like Jefferson or somebody like that. They're so athletic, this team. It's all camp under center. Handoff to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's going. Another handoff now. What do you think of Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick is just doing a great job. He's a very tough runner, and he's going to get the ball a lot. And he's really just does an excellent job of getting the yards he needs to.
You know, let's say you're the coach for St. Joe's, being Tony Karczyk. If you had a choice, you can take your team and have one running back. Which one of these running backs would you rather have? From when we come back after this play with Allcamp on the center. Play action. Under pressure. Allcamp escapes the pressure, and that falls incomplete. So like we were saying, which one would you want to have?
Probably Alston. Alston's speed is just so ridiculously fast. And another thing about Fitzpatrick, he's just a very big, powerful running back. Either one would just be an excellent asset to a team, any team really.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask coming into this game, who would I want? I would say, oh, no, I'd want Fasadi. He's such a great running back. But after seeing Alston play today, he's quicker than Fasadi, and he doesn't have as much strength, but he's pretty close in that category, being 5'7", just dangerous threat as Allcamp's under center. Handoff to Alston. There's a juke carrying a man for that play. That's another first down. Brian Burgess bringing him down. Now, Burgess last year was very productive towards the beginning of the season. Then in a JV game, hurt himself, broke his leg, was out for the remainder of the season. And that kind of crippled this Wayne Hills defense. He was a very vital part to them. And now, Allcamp in the gun again. You got this spread formation. I'm not expecting a pass here. You got Alston there. You got Fasadi there. You got Jefferson there. You can see reverse very easily, but they are going to pass. Oh, my God.
And just an excellent one-handed grab there. Just really a heads-up play. Seeing the ball, catching the ball, and moving the chains there. Excellent heads-up play.
Yeah, that's Ronald Edwards. Well, he likes to be called R.J. Edwards. Beautiful one-handed catch. He is still a junior. He's got a lot next year as well as this year. How good could he be by the end of his senior year?
Oh, he could be amazing just by seeing that grab. and he just did an excellent job of catching the ball. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, you got some great players in the NFL and like in college coming through St. Joe's, who we'll talk about soon after this play, but all camps under center. And there's a fullback dive to Vasati. Oh, whoa, it's stripped. And Burgess ends up with it, and he brings it to the 25. Beautiful play. I didn't even see that strip, but somehow they did it. Wayne Hills starting to get a fire in the belly. Great play by them, Mike.
And just an excellent opportunity for a momentum swing there. The fumble and the recovery. Excellent, excellent job.
Yeah, but talking about the higher level players on St. Joe's, you got players such as Devin McCourty, who's first round draft pick out of Rutgers, and his brother Jason, who is also a first round draft pick, both playing in the NFL. You got Ricky June, who's a freshman receiver at Georgia Tech this year, very productive last year in his senior season. And they're just so great getting players as DeGroat puts Kenny in motion. Garone running the ball. Garone trying to find a hole. Garone gets a nice little gain there. I like how they're using Garone a lot more tonight, using Hogan as a fullback.
It definitely gives a younger Garone an opportunity to get that varsity experience. And he's doing just an excellent, excellent job of just participating in the game and getting those yards that they need.
Yeah, now, the one thing that that's in the back of my head every time, I mean, this team is playing their heart out, I'm assuming. I mean, why wouldn't you? But the one thing that's in the back of my head is Steve Pastoria re-injuring the collarbone. He's not playing tonight. He could be done for the season, depending on how serious his second injury is. If he played, would there have been a difference? Is DeGroat staring down the defense, getting into position, handoff to Garone, and Garone's still going for a first down. But Mike, I really want to know your take on Pastoria. I mean, I've grown up with Pastoria. You've grown up with Pastoria. He's never wanted to miss a game. I mean, the fact that he's not playing his senior year against St. Joe's, what do you think is going through his head?
Well, as you see, my personal opinion is he's sitting out this game and last game because they need him later on in the season. They need him against Pascagoula next week. They need him against PCTI later in October. And they need him if they do go on to go to the playoffs, which I do think they will because they are 3-0 at the moment.
And DeGroat with the handoff. Garone putting the move on him. No gain, but that's better than a loss of gain. And this Wayne Hills line has really got to step it up, or this offense really got to change, Mike.
Well, they do need to step it up on the offensive line. I do think that they are getting blown right off the ball by the defense. And I think one way they could do that is if they just get lower and they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. That's just their best bet.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised. We're 55 seconds and counting left in this half. I've yet to see a play out of the shotgun. Shotgun will give Justin so much more time. Really surprised here. DeGroat on their center. You got the Kennys and Hogan in the backfield. Hogan takes the carry. And no gain there. Now, are you surprised that with under 30 seconds left, they're not going to try to take a shot downfield, try to get some quick points before the half?
Well, I do think it would be a smart idea to do, but at this point, you just need to go with what's working, and which they need to just keep running the ball. I do think if they take one shot down the field, I don't think it would hurt. But as you see the running clock here, because of the 30-point lead, I don't think they're going to have time to get a playoff.
Yeah, they're just setting in a huddle as the clock ticks down to 0. We got a 35-0 score here, and end of the first half. It's very disappointing, of course, for this Wayne Hills State Patriots faithful. I mean, the 12th man really just isn't in it tonight, and that's really affecting this team. And we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Alyssa Loverdi. She's standing by with Coach John Goldstein.
Hey, I'm here with Coach Goldie. It's the end of the first half. We're down 35-0. Coach, what do you have to say about the boys this half?
Well, I mean, the easy thing to say is that we didn't show up to play, but the fact of the matter is we're getting beat by a very good team that clearly has, better athletes than us, and they're just a different level of playing than we are.
Okay, and these boys, they have great character, a lot of passion. What do you expect from them, and what kind of attitude do you expect from them coming out of the locker room?
The thing we're going to look for in the second half is to make sure our kids don't quit, to keep playing hard. That's kind of what Wayne Hills prides ourselves on, is being tough, and we're certainly not going to give up. Perhaps doesn't look like we're going to win the game, but, we're going to come out and fight to the end.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Guys, back to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Alyssa. Now, that was very interesting to hear what Goldie said there about not quitting. And now, with it being 35-0 at the half, we're going to send it to a break. We will see you soon. We will see you in the third quarter. But right now, let's take a look at the Wayne Hills Band as they're coming on to perform.
He's funny. He's funny. That's just because it's my first day. I've never doing this with Madoc. Yo, look. Yo, what is he? Yo, what is he? A man. Who? The one right in the front. It's Miranda Diaz. No, the other one. The bigger one. Miranda Diaz. Oh. No? That's not. I get the white shot.
Welcome back to Patriot Stadium. St. Joe's up 35-0. Start of the half as Eric Martinez set to kick off. This is going to be the first time he kicked off all game. What do you think of the first half so far, Mike?
Well, everyone's predictions were correct. St. Joe's just absolutely blowing out Wayne Hills. And if Wayne Hills has any shot at getting a touchdown here, they need to play a better offense.
Martinez with the kick. Not a touchback, surprisingly. And Aston's going to return it. And he's going. Runs right into Joey Kenny as the flag is thrown. Now, interesting topic. Coach Goldstein was talking to sideline reporter Alyssa Loverdi before, and was talking about how players can't quit and they got to keep going. That's something we saw in the previous years against Old Japan, down 12-0 in the States. They came back, won, and now is there a possible comeback we're going to see here as that penalty is going to move the Knights back some?
Well, I'll tell you this. Coming back down 12-0 against Old Japan is not coming back 35-0 against St. Joe's. St. Joe's is just a high-caliber team, and they have D1 athletes at every single position and at every single second-string position.
Yeah, they really do got a lot of good skilled players. And the second unit looks like to be in. Austin Bodrado, the sophomore, is in at quarterback right now. And he's handing it off to Aston. And no gain there. This defense making the first hit and making it count here so far. What do you think of the way they're coming out right now?
After 2 plays, they did an excellent job of pursuing the ball carrier on the kick return, and then they did an excellent job of just making sure that they didn't get a good gain there.
Yeah, that was a very good play right there by them. Doing a very good job as Bodrado is back in the gun with Alston there. I want to see this young man pass, but no, he's keeping it sacked. Tom Ramsey, that's number 5 on the year for him. Very productive player, and now he's really starting to step up in this game.
Yeah, it was excellent timing, excellent play. A little bit of a momentum change there. 3rd and long here, and I'm really interested to see what the St. Joe's offense is going to do in a situation like this.
Bodrado is one that known the pass. He's thrown great in his freshman year. Was a great quarterback. I had the opportunity to verse him. Very good player, and now he's playing in the varsity game against Wayne Hills. I wouldn't be surprised to see him passing here. As he got Alston in the gun. Play action. Pass. Oh, that pass is completed to the turf. 4th down and long. Now, we're going to see the punt team coming out for the first time this evening for St. Joe's. And Goldie talked about earlier how we heard 8 possessions, 5 stops. Well, that was maybe the 6th possession so far, and that was their first stop. You have to remember two of those touchdowns came on defense possession. So in that category, they're doing a good job. I don't think they were expecting those defensive scores. As the punt a little high, but it's off, and there's a flag thrown on that one. And Falzarano did not call a fair catch. He's running that and takes it to about the 48 before a big hit is delivered by number 13, Austin Bodrado, the sophomore quarterback. Who knew he could actually deliver a hit?
Yeah, everyone can play. Everyone in football knows how to deliver a hit, and it's very common to see someone be able to hit like that, and it was a good hit.
Yeah, good hit, and there's a penalty. Trying to see what they're going to call here. Coach Demikoff was pointing at something. I think they want to know if they wanted a re-kick or not, because there was an offsides. Yes, penalties declined. Illegal formation, actually, on that. I apologize. But they could have either got a re-kick there, or they could have just kept the ball where they are. In that midfield, I would have to agree with Coach Demikoff and keeping it there instead of forcing a re-kick, Mike.
Yeah, you have the field position. Keep it.
First play from scrimmage for this Hills team in the second half, and still no shotgun as that's handoff to Garone. And that's a little carry for a little man. But were you expecting maybe Garone to be featured in this offense as much as he is so far?
I wasn't expecting it. I know that I talked to a couple of players, and they said that Garone will play a big role. I wasn't aware that he was going to get every other carry.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And also, we know Martin Kilroy switched numbers to 45 for this week. We haven't seen him eligible in any of these offensive plays. Do you think that's because they're behind and he's maybe in for like when they're ahead or goal line, or what's the deal with that?
You know, it could just be a number of things. It could be just that he hasn't had an opportunity to play yet.
And there's a handoff to Garone. Garone breaks a tackle before getting met by, looks like the whole St. Joe's secondary coming up to make the tackle. And that's now going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 actually. And Vinny Loverdi coming back in. So now you got Loverdi and Falzarano back in there. Pass situation maybe, Mike?
Maybe, you know, it is 3rd and 6. I'm thinking maybe a screen pass, maybe to one of the fullbacks, one of the Kenny brothers, or to Hogan, but I can't imagine pass situation.
Yes, yeah, I'd like to see the pass. And it looks like they're in the gun. This is the first time all night. Maybe an option. We haven't seen that yet. A roll out. Throw wide open is Falzarano. There's the first down. That play worked in the gun. That's the first play in the gun this game. Maybe some more gun we might see.
Yeah, I do think that is one of the things that they're going to implement more of. They see that their quarterbacks under center wasn't really working out too well for them, and maybe with introducing some passing and some shotgun runs, it'll open up the offense a little bit.
You know, I have to ask you a question. We know Coach Olson in his 25, 26-year career as a head coach here, he's called all his offensive plays. Now with a new man at the helm calling the plays under Coach Demikoff, do you think that's what's making this team such a more of a threat with that shotgun, or it's just they have the skill set as the group gets under center?
I would say it's more of a skill set thing.
Play action. Oh, he's got beautiful time. He's got Falzarano. Oh, he's going to tuck in and run. That's going to be close. I think that could be another first down. This Patriots team is really coming back strong right now. And I don't know about you, but I really wasn't expecting them to have 2 straight first down plays in a row.
Yeah, first down play off the run. And I do think that Nick Falzarano was open. It's just Justin chose to take the ball and run it as opposed to throw it because he had a better lane to run it. And I don't blame him. The secondary here for St. Joe's is very talented, as all of their team is. And I think that was just a smart decision in the end.
Yeah, I like that decision. It looks like Kenny's lining up. Twin tight end, you got Garone and Hogan. Oh, no, Kenny going out to receiver. You haven't seen that for him since he was in 6th grade. There's a pass. The Groat under pressure. Decides to run it. Out of bounds. And that might be another first down. We're starting to see the Groat run the ball. Maybe he's getting into a groove. They figured out whatever it is. Or do you think it's just the fact that they're versing a second-string team with their first string?
No, it's definitely just them getting into a groove. And we see this. Wayne Hills is a second-half team, and they always have been a second-half team, even under Coach Olson. And Justin the Groat is leading the lead. He's leading the team with rushing yards this season, and he's doing an excellent job of just making sure that he could get the yards that he needs.
Yeah, it's very interesting so far in this high school football season. When you look at the teams that are having leading rushers, their top 2 guys, one of them's a quarterback in almost every team, as Kenny goes in motion right there. Hand off to Garone. Garone cuts to the outside. Oh, ooh. That was very close. And you see Hogan's helmet comes off. He's now ineligible for the next play. So Kenny may be in for him, or what are you expecting to see out of this playing style now that Hogan has to sit out this play?
I'm thinking they're going to go with one of the Kennys in the fullback, or maybe they'll go back to that shotgun set and they'll have Justin roll out, see what he has open, and then probably just take it. It is only 3 yards.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. They're in field goal range. This is the first time they've had a close to scoring opportunity. Hopefully they can capitalize with a touchdown, but any points you can get when you're versing St. Joe's is crucial. They got Joey, Kenny, and Garone in the backfield. Hogan not in. The Groat pass. Ooh. See? Now number 7, John Thomas Giles Harris playing. He's usually a running back, but they're playing defensive back. Almost looked like he was grabbing Falzarano, but yeah, also looked like maybe he was going to intercept that. But Falzarano, being the safety that he is, great presence there, knowing, oh, I'm not going to have the chance to make the play, make sure that Giles Harris doesn't get it.
And yeah, that was a good heads-up play by Nick. And I must say, I do think that was a very bad no call by the referees. I do think that could have been pass interference. But in the end, no harm, no foul. Just 4th down with 3 yards to go.
Yeah, and they're going for it here. Now, I'm not really surprised. I mean, you're down 35-0. This game really is just like, let's just try to get our team some work. And they're going to go with Hogan and Garone in the backfield and Justin in the backfield, Kenny in motion. Play action. The Groat runs. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. I think he's going to be about a yard or so short. Really not his fault there. He had no one open. It was very tight coverage. He would have to make a spectacular pass that we can't even see some pros make.
Yeah, I would agree that. That was a smart decision. Just get back to the line. But now you're giving St. Joe's the ball back with, and they still have quite a lot of field to work with. And not the best field position for them, but let's see what this second-team offense can do.
Yeah, and looking at the sidelines right now, I'm looking at that offensive linemen such as Frank Petracco and Derek Basnick. They're very angry right now. They feel they should have had points. They feel they should be moving the ball. And players like those, you don't want to get angry. It ruins momentum. As Alston's still in there running the ball, and that's a big hit by Hogan and Falzarano. Now, that's the first time we've actually seen some like real gang tackling for Wayne Hills. So common seeing that as Joey Kenny's going to step in for defense now. Not really defensive player usually, but talking about that gang tackling, that's something we haven't seen so much tonight that we've seen in the previous games in the previous years.
Yeah, that relentless pursuit to the ball, they're just really not doing that too great tonight. But that's a lot in part of the athleticism and the footwork of the runners for St. Joe's.
And there's a QB draw for Austin Badarato, and he's not going to gain much there. And it looks like there's a player down, and he's not getting up anytime soon. Number 45, or 44, Joseph Gills Harris looks like to be the player down. Can't really see the number for sure. Might be a higher number. He looks like he's in excruciating pain as the trainers for St. Joe's come out and they're working on his knee. That's never a good sign, Mike.
And, yeah, we see the St. Joe's player down, but also on the sideline we see Tom Ramsey. He also looked like he may have popped his shoulder out there. Let's see what's going on with him.
Yeah, both teams have players getting medical attention right now. Ramsey doesn't look like his arm just looks like it's hanging there. He's trying to move it. Really stiff. Hopefully it's just a cramp for Ramsey. Such a vital young player to this team. But if this is going to be the story, we've seen so many injuries so far, and it's just really sad as they continue to work on the leg and knee. And it might be a little bit, folks. So with the score being 35-0, when just under a minute and a half left in the game, we're going to send it to commercial break. We'll be right back from Patriot Stadium. And we're back here at Patriot Stadium, 1:25 left in the game. St. Joe's still up 35-0 with the ball. And that looked like it was Anthony Della Fave, the junior center who was injured and not play. Looked like a pretty bad knee injury. We wish the best for him and his family as St. Joe's is continuing to play. He's a very vital player to their team, even as a junior.
Yeah, you hate to see linemen go down like that because then someone has to step up and play in his role. And let's just hope that it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, linemen are one of those people that you don't want to try to replace. It's just like a uniform, like united front. You don't really want to mess with that. Handoff to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick fumbles. It looked like it got caught in the feet of a Wayne Hills player, but then Joe's jumps on it. It's be interesting to see who comes up with this one at the bottom of the scrum. And that's a Wayne Hills football. Martin Kilroy jarred the ball loose. You talked about him earlier being such a presence out there. Haven't really seen much, but right there, Martin Kilroy did a beautiful job forcing a fumble of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, it was just a great heads-up play. Excellent linebacker play. This is exactly what they need to do now. They just need to remain calm, play their positions the way they know how to play, and just continue just to get that momentum back.
Yeah, they really do. Is the Groats in there, Garone in there, Hogan in there, Kenny in there, and Martinez in there, Slazak in there. You got 4 big blockers there. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout. St. Joe's 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Now, the reason this game's going by so fast right now is the 35-point rule, where if a team is winning by 35 or more, as you see here on the scoreboard, then there's a running clock for the remainder of the half. If Wayne Hills can find a way to put some points on here until the next time Joe scores, the clock will be stopped. Now, Mike, what do you think the odds are that Wayne Hills now having the ball on the 40-yard line that we could see them score and make this so they're not getting mercy, so to speak?
Well, I'll tell you this. After the last drive, I do have a little bit of confidence in that Patriot offense. I do think they'll be able to move the ball a little bit. Hopefully they can get a touchdown. I think the key here is just being able to get Justin the Groat on the edge so he could run a little bit, and Justin Hogan running it up in the middle.
That'd be very interesting, and it's something that's going on here tonight at Wayne Hills Stadium. We're home of the Patriots, where I don't know if you'd be able to see, but this is the month of October, breast cancer awareness. A lot of the players from Joe's and Hills wearing pink, some faded pink ribbons on the field. Breast cancer awareness, very important thing to Wayne Hills, especially with Coach Olson's wife, with had a diagnosis, and Greg Olson has started a foundation. It's kind of just been a thing here at Wayne Hills as the Groats under center. And Garone stopped. Nothing there. Looked like another late hit maybe by Fitzpatrick on Hogan, but no call there, Mike.
Yeah, no call there. I just, that's what they need to do. They just need to keep trying to power the ball through, and hopefully they'll be able to break one up the middle.
And with that, that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Right now, it is 35-0 St. Joe's. Wayne Hills still has the ball. Mike, what are you seeing from this team in the third quarter that you haven't been seeing in the first and second quarter, now that we're entering the fourth quarter with Hills having an opportunity to put some points on the board?
Well, I'm seeing from the Wayne Hills offense, especially their ability to move the ball a little bit more better, and I think that is coming just with the fact that Wayne Hills is just a much better second half team. They're just very motivated coming out from break.
Yeah, and you always need to be motivated. Goldie said Wayne Hills is known for coming back. We might not win. We're going to make it respectable, and we're going to make St. Joe's remember, hey, don't put your second stringers in. We're going to come back. We're going to put some points out there. And they've been coming back before. They got, down 14-0 against Valley last week, coming back to win in overtime. We're beating Old Dependent State Championship, as I said earlier. But as you pointed out, those are not 35-0 deficits. Now, what makes it so much more difficult, in your opinion, to be coming back from any type of deficit, whether it be 35 or to 14?
Well, the key is to just be able to control the game and get points on the board, which Hills is not able to do right now. And especially against such a high-caliber defense and offense like St. Joe's, they're just a much better team than the Patriots. And it's showing.
Yeah, it really is, as the Groat gets under center. Joey Kenny in motion. Toss to Garone. Tackled for, it looks like, a loss by number 20, Joseph Naglia. And Naglia, he doesn't play much, but when he does play, you know his name. He's always being called. What do you think of the tape you've seen on him previously?
Well, I do think that they're just trying to play defense now. They have the second team in, but everyone from St. Joe's is a very good football player, and we've seen that for the past couple of years. I mean, they've had athletes at every position for such a long time now. Just a very dominant force, and the coach on the other side, a very, very good coach.
And the Groat rolls out, bootleg, throws it on the run to Falzerano, and that's a first down. And you're right, even not just in football, they're very athletic. During the London games, when they were qualifying, they had a young man at the age of 16 who went to St. Joe's actually playing for the Dominican Republic team, and that just shows you. And then you got Devin McCourty and players like that in the NFL, and Rob Kaminsky, who recently got drafted in the first round of the MLB draft by the Cardinals. St. Joe's just have a knack for talent no matter what the sport is, and teams just don't want to play them sometimes because they're afraid they're going to get killed. But Wayne Hills doesn't care. They like a challenge.
St. Joe's is also on that level of Bosco and Bergen and all those other schools, too.
Kenny in motion. This is a familiar scene tonight. Garone runs the ball, pushing the pile forward. He's still on his feet. His leg bent a little awkwardly, but he gets up okay. And that's going to be second and short. Looks like the 3-yard line.
And back to what I was saying about the Bergen, Bosco, and St. Peter's, there's just so many large parochial schools in the state, and they're all really, really good at basically every single sport. And St. Joe's has really kind of come to the forefronts of that, and they're really stepping up as probably be one of the best in the states. And as opposed to, the Bosco, who fell to DePaul last week, and a lot of those other parochial schools.
Yeah, now a lot of teams, especially with the addition of Jabril Peppers, who's a senior this year. He'll be going to the University of Michigan. He's been such a presence in private school football, and teams just want to compete as the Grode hands it off to Garone again, but nothing there. But talking about Jabril Peppers being a Paramus Catholic, Bosco is very dominant now. Paramus Catholic, both with Jabril, and all these private schools such as Joe's are trying to compete. Do you think that made him try to want to get better players and try to persuade, say, hey, why don't you come play for us and play against the best?
Well, I remember my freshman year, the Paramus Catholic team was very, very good. And they just have a very good quarterback and very good linemen. And, as we see, when that happens, when you have a very good freshman team, usually that transcends in the varsity 4 years later.
Yeah, it really does. And you went to DePaul that first year, so you saw all those great teams that we're talking about. As there's a handoff to Garone. Garone trying to push the pile. This one's going to be close, folks. That's very close. I got one guy saying, and they're saying it's 4th in inches. No measurement needed. They're saying it's 4th down. Now, if you're Coach Demikoff, would you ask for a measurement before you go for it, or are you just going for it because there's 8 minutes left in running clock and you're just trying to get some points?
I would just go for it here. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point?
Well, other than losing the ball, which is, of course, going to happen, you got to think about furthermore next game and into the next week, because if you could score 1 point, like 7 points, being 1 touchdown at St. Joe's, then you could score multiple points on all these other teams. Full house package. A handoff to Garone. Oh, and they're pushing him back. No, he did not get it with the forward progress. That's going to be St. Joe's ball. And I wouldn't be surprised to just see him running out the rest of this clock. I mean, the clock's already running. It's just a matter of keeping the ball on the ground now.
Well, once the clock's running, regardless of whether you pass or throw the ball. So if they do want to start getting the younger sophomore quarterback for St. Joe's more reps throwing the ball, I think now would be the time to do it.
Yeah, it really is. And we're still seeing this team staying unified, whether it be on the sidelines, the 12th man in the stands, or you even got the cheerleaders, you got the freshmen, the JV, and the varsity all together. I mean, it's really great to know that your school still stands by each other no matter what's going on, whether it be getting crushed or crushing somebody. As there's a handoff to number 33, Geoff Hiddlebrandt, the senior. That's another senior running back. They got 4 or 5 senior running backs playing today. And all of these guys are at a caliber of at least a low D1, if not high D1.
Yeah, Geoff Hiddlebrandt just did an excellent job there of just taking the ball and running it straight up the middle. And as we see, like I said before, the depth of this team is just absolutely ridiculous.
Now it looks like number 19 is in that quarterback. That's John Walsh. He's junior. It's very interesting. There's a false start in Joe's, but very interesting to see the sophomore Austin Barato coming in before the junior John Walsh. Does that have any implication of maybe next year for St. Joe's, or?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a matter of maybe you take this drive, I'll take this drive, you take this drive, I'll take this drive type of situation.
Yeah, and you also got Barado playing defense, so maybe I'll play offense now, put me defense later, give Walsh the hand. But either way, you still got 3 great quarterbacks in there now. There's the handoff. Oh, and Geoff's going. And gang tackle. You got Kenny and Burgess and so many more there. And now that's just a great play there. That's something you see in Madden where all the guys just gang up and jump on each other and get pumped up and make a good play. It looks like Garon's coming on a defensive possession right now. Eric Martinez got to get it off the field quick, young man. And there's the handoff. Sean Slazak with the tackle there.
Sean Slazak did an excellent job there of just getting back to the running back and taking them down. And right now here on defense, they just need to hold the ball and make sure they don't get any more first downs. Hopefully get good field position out of it.
Yeah, that would be great, but we've only seen 1 punt from St. Joe so far. We've seen him fumble twice, or 3 times actually. We covered 2 out of 3 for the Patriots. And Walsh under center. Geoff runs. What? And there's Martin Kilroy with the tackle there. Ganging up as long with Kyle Brackett. And it's very interesting to see the young man's playing. And I'm like, out of the 3 quarterbacks you've seen so far, which one is your favorite for St. Joe's?
Well, obviously the Spencer Allcamp because he's the starting quarterback. But, you know, he's a senior quarterback. He played last year. He's a very mobile guy, good thrower. I don't really think there's much of a question there.
And Walsh under center. Play action, he's rolling out. Throws it on his run. That's caught. And that's going to be a first down for number 42, William Rivera, the junior running back. Now, if you're Coach Demikoff here, would you want to keep your players in here that are your starting seniors and possibly risk the injury, or would you put your second stringers in, maybe give up the points, know that this game is pretty much out of reach with it being 2.5 minutes left?
No, I think I would just stick with the group I have in there now. Just basically let them get a couple of practice reps in on a very good offense. Just because, basically just use this as practice. Because if you put in that second team, who knows what the score could be.
And that's true, as Rivera just takes that handoff for getting the 2. I mean, you're rewarding the man. He picked up a first down, worked hard. Give him the ball, give him some room, let him run. And Walsh under center as well. And there's a handoff. And that looked like maybe number 38, Khalil Guerra, another senior running back. That's 6 in the game who have carried the ball so far.
And that just goes back to the depth of the St. Joe's lineup. And I always remember because my sister went to DePaul and she was a cheerleader there. And I've seen countless numbers of high school football games. And every single time I've seen St. Joe's play, they have so many players on the sidelines. And it's just crazy how much talent they have.
Yeah, now Khalil running the ball again. And he's tripped up for a first down. That follows another run, which was taken down by a face mask. So this St. Joe's team really moving the ball now. But with 1:30 left, this Wayne Hills Patriots team just looks beat right now.
Well, I think they've been doing a great job just keeping the morale up. I mean, there's really not much to be too upset with. They only gave up 35 points against one of the best offenses in the nation.
Yeah, considering that some websites said, oh, Wayne Hills for St. Joe's, 50-point spread. I have to give you 50 points. Maybe 7 points total on a touchdown for Wayne Hills. The fact that they've held him to 35, pretty great effort right now, as Kyle Brackett seems to be tying his shoe as St. Joe's comes to the line. And St. Joe's actually waiting for him, like a sign of respect almost. But Walsh under center now. Hand off to Khalil Guerra. And that looks like it's going to be a first down. Now, what did you think of that just now, that sign of respect almost of Joe's waiting for Kyle Breck to finish tying his shoe?
That wasn't really a sign of respect, Madoc. I do think that was just the referee making sure that they didn't start beforehand. That's just one of those things where, the ref wants to make sure that every player has an opportunity to get set up for the play. I don't think that was a thing that St. Joe's did on their own.
And Walsh just gave the down hand signal, letting the Hills know he's taking a knee. They're going to run out the clock in this game. And with 10 seconds left, the teams will come onto the field. This game is over 35-0. Mike, what's your take on this game so far? Well, what just happened?
Well, the game, it is over. And I do think that the Patriot offense and defense did an excellent job of just doing the best that they could. And we saw a couple of pretty good plays there in the third quarter. And I do think that they played to the best of their ability. St. Joe's is just a very high caliber team, and they're very good at doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, they really are. And how do you think this game, getting blown out 35-0, will help Wayne Hills? Will it benefit them knowing, hey, that we need to get better, or what's going on with them?
Well, I don't think that they need to get better necessarily. I think they just need to tighten up a couple of things on defense and offense. But other than that, I think they're set for the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully with the injuries to Pasterla and a bunch of other players such as Loman, hopefully they can come back. But that's all for now. I'm Madoc Fisher again, joined with Mike Caggiano. 35-0 final. St. Joe's over Wayne Hills. We'll see you next time from Patriot Stadium. Have a good night.